Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
What is your intention? And let's talk about the power of actually setting intentions. I just dropped off both my kids at their camps today because it is summertime. My big boy, Tyson, has been fairly good. There's been some incidents and things, and it's been a process with our big boy. And now with our youngest son, Kai, who turns 6 in a couple weeks, actually about a week and a half. And similar stuff that Tyson went through. So we've had some camps that did not work out. He was asked to not come back. He's hating kids. He's frustrated. He's yelling. He's just, it's kids go through these things. At least my boys do. I don't know about yours, but really all this stuff. It's like it's no different than when they have tantrums as little kids. But it's funny, like when they have tantrums, we can understand more. When they start to get a little bit older, we go, oh, they're misbehaving. And we somehow see it as like it's a different thing now, when really it's the same stuff, which is like I'm having a hard time regulating my emotions. I don't know how to express myself. I feel frustrated, or I'm tired, or it doesn't give an excuse at all for behavior and choices. And we talk about that. I talk about that with our boys, but it's still a little tricky. So drop them off today at this art camp. There's like a pottery and art place, which is called Four Cats. It's like a big chain of them here in Canada. I think they might be in the US as well too. Anyways, you've probably seen it. It's like, you go and you do pottery and they have art classes and stuff. So it's a half day. It's only for 3 hours from 9 until 12. And so as we're getting him set up and his name tag, he's got his little apron on, get him checked. And we've never actually walked into the place before. I'm just like, whoa, like Kai loves art. He loves to draw. He loves to create. So I'm like, this is going to be a good fit for him. And I'm setting that intention. And he really wanted to do this too. And so as I drop him off and I'm just going like, first in my mind, it's just like, oh dear Lord, please don't have me get a phone call in an hour or two saying, come pick up your kid. Because that's what it was like at the last one or at some other ones that we've been at and who had worked a little bit better with him with behavior stuff. And so I'm like, let me set this intention. It's powerful to set intentions saying, I see, my intention is that Kai is going to have an incredible day today. He's going to have so much fun. We'll be able to go back the next day. As we talked about, hey buddy, let's talk about, rules. We always have 3 rules when we go out to do things. And whether that's camp or we just go out together as a family, which is to be kind and loving towards others, to listen to, it's either mommy and daddy for all together, or teachers or counselors, right? If it's at school or this is like a camp thing. And the third is to have fun, right? So we talked about those. We talked about making good choices and a little reward that we set up if he has a successful day today, and setting that intention. So again, as I walk away, I can easily kind of hold on to past stuff and be like, oh God, please don't. It's like we can focus on it. We can set the intention of what we don't want. And the challenge with that is the don't want tends to actually create it. It's almost like the universe doesn't hear the don't part. They're like, oh, what's that? I forgot that first part. The don't want this. And we create our focus on the what we don't want. We create our focus on what we don't want to see happen. We put energy into what we don't want to have. But yet, in creating energy in the don't, we actually end up creating it. We do it. We create it in the do. So flipping that was just setting a really strong intention today. I see Kai having an amazing time in art class. He's in his element. Like literally, this kid loves art, watches YouTube channels of people drawing stuff and creating stuff. Like he loves it. I walked in there. It's just like calming music. It just feels like really chill in there. The kids are all there's boys and girls that are there, all kind of different ages, which is kind of cool. And just seeing him having a great time, and then seeing him afterwards, super excited. Mommy, look what I did, right? Setting that really powerful intention. Listen, we have the opportunity to create a very powerful intention every single day, either in how we start our day or how we end our day, and how we enter in a situation with work or a workout or a meeting or, how we show up for each other with the people that we love. We can set a very, very powerful intention of what we want to create with it. Now, it's not like when we set that as well too, right? When we set that intention, it's not like we can set it and go, this is what I really clearly want to help to co-create here. I want to manifest, I want to bring this in, and then we got to let that go, right? If we so attach to it, right? So if I now create a big story saying, oh my God, if I go into the future or I go back into the present, if I paint, pun intended, if I paint a picture of who my son is today in this moment with how he's shown up in the past, I can't allow him to be who he is in this present moment, right? If I choose to drag the past things that Kai has done or said or not done or said and go, well, this is who he is, and I'm going to paint him with that brush, I'm not being present. If I conversely project into the future and go, well, if this doesn't work out, and what is that going to mean? And then what's going to happen? And I need to work this week, and I have other stuff that we're working with within our family, and just like, there's a lot of shit going on right now. I'm just like, I don't have time to have him home. And if I go into that whole thing, right? I feel like I got to take a breath and cleanse that, because even as I just think about that, I go into that space, my breath gets shallow. So notice your body will be a metric in these places, right? When you choose to be present in this intention, this is my intention, and now I'm going to unattach. I'm still clear. This is the vision that I see. This is the thing that I want, but I'm not going to be I'm not going to hold on to it with a death grip. Do you get me? Where it's like, this is what I want. Okay. Let me let it go now. Let me release this to source. Let me have the universe now take care of this. And let it go. And trust. And to surrender it. What is your intention for today? This is your more tip for today. I want you to set an intention right now. Maybe it's the end of the day that you're listening to this. It's the middle of the day. It's the beginning of the day. What is your intention? What do you want to create today? Within yourself, in your relationships with others, with your work, with your body, with the people you love in your life. Like, what is it that you want to create today? Make it simple. Make it simple. And make it something that when you set that intention, it's from a really calm space. Because the energy you set it at is also the same thing. If you're like, I'm going to create this today and I'm going to fucking do it. And I'm going to create this income today. I'm going to do this thing in my body today. I'm going to no, just being your feminine, allowing, receiving, know that it'll be coming to you. It doesn't have to be a forceful thing. You can be very calm in that. Pushing and forcing and hoping and praying and putting that kind of desperation, I think is the right word, into it. It doesn't have to be that way. And I clearly believe that things aren't going to be created in a place of that. I know it's not. Inspiration and miracles and creation comes from a place of calm. It comes from a place of trust. It comes from a place of knowing. It doesn't come from pushing. Now, can you push and maybe create things at times? Of course. But the majority of the good stuff doesn't happen. It's kind of like, I think I talked about this in the podcast recently. It's like if you're trying to think of something and you're like, oh, what's the name of that actor? Oh, what's that song? What's that band? Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? And you're really you can feel it. It's that on the tip of your tongue. You can maybe even, if you're visual, you kind of see the word and then it goes you're like, it's almost there, right? And then you will just go, whatever. If I need to remember it, it'll come back to me, right? And then what happens? You're in the shower. Oh, right? You're not thinking about it. You're just it'll come to me. You kind of you let it go, you unattach. And what does it happen? Inspiration, the word, the memory, the thing you've been trying to think of pops in. Not because you're pushing it, because you let it go and you allowed it to come back to you. So that is the same thing that happens when you set the intention and for miracles to come into your life and the things that you really truly want to create. So your more tip for today is to set your intention in this moment. What do you want to create for the rest of your day? What do you want to create in your sleep tonight if you listen to this before bed? Or what you want to create for tomorrow? What do you want to create for today? Or maybe you're going into a meeting right now, or you're meeting with a friend. Like, what do you want to create? What is your intention? Set that from a powerful, calm, knowing, trusting place. And then just like if you're trying to remember that name of that actor, the movie, the song, the band, the word, then let it go. Think of it almost like a visual, like, you know, like when kids will make a wish, right? On a dandelion, when it's gone to the white puffy part, right? And they'll make a wish and then blow. So see it as that. See that visual, like, I'm going to set this intention, and then I'm going to like just blow it back to source, let the universe take care of it, unattach, and just trust. And it sounds so airy-fairy to say this, doesn't it? I mean, listen, you might be setting intention, or like, listen, I want it, like, the intention is like, we need to have some cash coming in, right? Or, you know, I'm really concerned, or I've been diagnosed, or my friends have, or my family, or, you know, I just lost my grandmother, or my, you know, relationship stuff is happening that's heavy, or, you know, really difficult stuff with my kids. And so, you know, you can set those intentions, and it can just also be the intention if you're going through something really difficult. It's just, I'm going to set the intention that I'm going to have the strength to get through today or this next hour, right? Sometimes we're in really difficult things. It's like moment to moment, minute to minute, hour to hour. It's just breaking it down into little bits and pieces. And so set that intention, even if it is for something big that you really want to create or see or attract and manifest and bring into your life. But one little piece at a time. One little piece at a time. Simplify it and kind of break it down to that. It is powerful. You know, some of you will listen to this, you might listen to this and you're looking like, whatever. Yeah, it makes sense, and never do it because it seems so simple. But I'm telling you right now, there's power in simplicity. We expect everything to get complicated is somehow better. No, that's not been my experience at all. It's the simple. It's the principles. It's the things that we choose to do. It's how we choose to show up. It's the thoughts we have, and it's the intentions that we set for our day. So there's your more tips, sister. You know, this is some of the stuff that we go really deep at with my one-on-one coaching with clients, right? Where I'm able to spend like a full 90 days, like really immersed. So right now there's one spot that's left, and there's been a lot of women that have been applying. And so the spot is still there because this is by application only, right? It really has to be a fit. And it's not the case for every woman, but it is for a woman. And if this is you, sister, where it's like, you're just at a point where you're like, man, I'm at a complete crossroads. I don't know what to do. I'm in like crisis mode. Yeah, I'm stressed out of my mind. Like, and this has been going on for a while. I've tried this thing. I've tried that. Like, nothing has really helped substantially. And you've come to realization, you're like, I need help, right? And you're just like, I need to get some help. I cannot do this by myself. And I want to move through this. And here's what I want to create. And so for women that have a very, they have a clear vision of what they really want, but are at that crossroads point where they realize if they need someone to really help them navigate through it. And so this is what the summer one-on-one coaching program is really for, right? Well, they will spend 3 months. So right now it's July. So this will roll into October. So we're like third week in July or August or October, depending on when that last spot is actually accepted and signed up, and we begin the work, because we begin it right away. But here's how this works. Okay, we literally are with me 24/7. Like, it is bigger than a program I've ever created in the past, where we've had one-on-one coaching and weekly calls, and they've been awesome and great results for the women that I've been blessed to be able to work with and to coach. But to be able to connect and reach out on a daily basis, which for a lot of women is necessary when they're going through this stuff, that's huge. This is where we build so much momentum and can get so much created in 3 months, in those 90 days. So to apply for the last spot, here's what you need to do, sister. Email me, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, and just simply say, Karen, I'd like to apply for the last spot, and I'll send you instructions from there. So email me, drkarenosburn@gmail.com, to apply for the last summer one-on-one coaching spot. I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is one step away from understanding that your intentions matter and to set them every single day. I love and appreciate.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.